Establishment media sucks. All gaslighting, so good luck. Bullshit we can't afford. Why he's fomenting this? Oh, watch and see as his jack off. The medium speeds and jumps the medium and hits him head on. It's the Jimmy Dore Show.
To the live stream. I'm here. We have a special guest with us. I'm here with Miserable Liberal. Hi. Miserable.
Hi, Jimmy Dore.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
We also have a special guest with us, friend of the show, and he is a socialist journalist, activist. He's been contributor to the Black Agenda Report since 2013. It's also been a year since the release of his book that he co-authored titled American Exceptionalism and American Innocence, A People's History of Fake News from the Revolutionary War to the War on Terror, which we talked about here on this show, and it's a great book. Please welcome back to the show, Danny Haifong. Hey, Danny, how are you?
I'm doing well, Jimmy, as good as can be expected.
So, just tell me what's your overall assessment of this time and place right now in history?
It's incredible for a lot of the wrong reasons, but I'm right now here in New York City, the epicenter of the COVID-19 crisis. By the end of the month, I think deaths here could surpass China's overall count, a country of 1.4 billion. So right now, how I'm thinking about this stage of history is that we have revolutionary conditions, but we don't have a revolutionary movement. And it's just so clear from the way that folks like Bernie Sanders, AOC, and the like are behaving politically that a revolutionary movement does not start within the Democratic Party, which Black Agenda Report is called the War Party for as long as Black Agenda Report has existed, but it really comes from the outside. And right now, with the lockdowns happening, with the COVID-19 disease just spreading like wildfire here in the United States, and the government response has been as putrid as it is, we don't have that movement that we need to really challenge the fact that our system, capitalism, imperialism, this system here is just incapable of addressing these conditions. And how I see things is that we need that movement to be built now, especially in light of what's going on.
So why do you think that there is such a reluctance, with our progressive leaders to do absolutely anything? They've done nothing. What they have done is do grandstanding speeches and then lie to their own followers about what they were doing and what they got in the bill. So the reason why people aren't screaming louder right now is because they've been getting emails from every progressive politician touting all the great stuff that they got in this bill for them. While they all start off this letter the same way, this isn't the bill we wanted, but look at all this great stuff. So people, they're not telling people to get upset or to get in the streets or take direct action or go on a rent strike or a student loan strike or a credit card strike or anything. They're telling them to do nothing. They are worthless. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ayanna Pressley, Tulsi Gabbard, Ro Khanna, they're doing absolutely nothing, and they won't do anything. Do you notice that they won't do anything?
Definitely. What is very interesting about this moment is that what COVID-19 is doing is it's exposing from the very roots that the United States has an economic and political system that is designed to destroy the lives of working people. And the fact that AOC and Bernie Sanders and the like claim to stand for working people but refuse to take the risks necessary just tells you what the Democratic Party is really all about. That a progressive movement that tries to build within the Democratic Party is a movement that's looking to build its own graveyard. And we at Black Agenda Report have been talking about the Democratic Party as the graveyard of social movements.
So what would you say to people? I've had this conversation many, many times with well-intentioned people who have good hearts and put a lot of work into it, like the Justice Democrats. Now, I disagreed with them. I still disagree with them. They're misguided. It's not working. There is no takeover happening. What do you say to groups like that and people like that?
I would say that right now, we have grassroots numbers. The millions of people who do support people like Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they're thirsty for real social change.
Right. They're not going to get it from them.
Yeah.
They're not going to get it from them, though.
Exactly. And
Do you think
it's one
that,
thing.
So I'm trying to expose that here on this show now, because have you noticed that no other progressive media is doing this? That in fact they told the lie that Bernie Sanders had something to do with that bill, which he had nothing to do with. His speech was a fucking kabuki theater speech, and then he voted for the bill, and all the other progressive media is saying he's a hero, which is a lie. Have you noticed this?
I have, and what I've also noticed that there's also a lot of posturing toward, well, we needed to get something done now.
Yeah.
But that negates the fact that whatever is in this bill for working people is so inadequate that it runs the risk of demoralizing and degrading the feelings of working people as they struggle with one of the most unprecedented crises that they've maybe have faced in their entire lives, a pandemic that the U.S. government has absolutely no ability to respond to. This is a crisis of legitimacy that has been multiplied by several times with this pandemic. And to just go along with a multi-trillion-dollar bailout because, well, workers are going to get maybe $1,200 and some expanded unemployment insurance that who knows if they'll get because the system is so overwhelmed right now, is almost insulting. And I think what I would tell the Justice Democrats is that the Democratic Party is just not the party for progressives or for leftists or for workers or for any oppressed people. If you look at the leadership of the Democratic Party, they are looking to kill us. They want to destroy our movements. That they're not holding their breaths about it or trying to even appeal to any sort of progressive or radical change. They're looking to serve big business. They're looking to serve the war machine, and it's time for us to build our own party. I think that's what I would tell the Justice Democrats is it's time to dump that party.
I've been telling them that for 4 years, and everybody's been telling me that I'm a child and I'm a petulant child, and I don't know how politics works. Well, apparently they have absolutely no idea how politics works because they just bent the knee to the party. Did you notice that not one of them? So, what should have happened here, and everyone knows this, but no one else will say this. What should have happened is Bernie should have put a hold on that bill and then started rallying other progressives around him and send out messages to the people to demand that they split that bill up, one bill for corporate America, one bill for workers and everyone else, and to take the gun away from their head so they didn't have to vote for this bill, so people got to find out what was in it. What took months and months to do under Barack Obama, they got done in a matter of days this time because the template was set with Barack Obama on how to screw over America with a bailout, right? And so this time it happened just like that. They did nothing. Bernie Sanders voted for a bill. I'm guaranteeing you, he did not even know what was in it. And so it's over. This is the great unmasking that they're worthless, that AOC, the whole squad, Bernie, Elizabeth Warren, Sherrod Brown are absolutely worthless. When it comes right now, this moment right now is made for them. This moment is made for Bernie Sanders, and he's flopping around like a fish out of water. He has no plans on how to do anything. He just voted for a bill that fucking cements inequality for a generation, and then he sends out bullshit emails telling people all the good stuff he's got, and now he's on Twitter saying we have to have another stimulus bill that actually protects workers. Well, why the fuck didn't you put that in the first one, and how are you going to get it in the next one if you couldn't get it in the first one? Now you have no leverage, you fucking coward.
And then look what happens. He goes on the